Hello, and welcome back to WesterosCraft Walks. I'm your host, Chris the Gardener, and today we will be taking a look at the castle of Stackspear before we head over to Banefort. So I thought this was just a really nice castle over here and domain, and it's right next to Banefort, actually, to the south of Banefort. So I figured we might as well just stop here and take a look. So let's get started. So here we are at the main village of Stackspear. We're going to cross this bridge across the stream into this village here, and I really like the, let's just go back on the bridge for a bit. I really like the, kind of the details on this tower, so you can see it's really crumbling, and it kind of just indicates that the Stackspears who live here aren't able to maintain stuff like this, and it adds like some kind of I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. It adds kind of some sort of detail to the world to show that like everything is not as picturesque as it seems, but of course this is Westeros, so nothing is as it seems. So ignore the vines there, but you can see that it's crumbling, and there's this platform that they just built to have someone stand here in the event of attack to rain down arrows on anyone entering the village. Of course, I don't think it's very defensible, since the Merlins, which are supposed to protect against arrow fire, are gone, so not the most ideal, but I really like this ruined tower, and I'm just waiting for some mods, just so that way I can actually go into detail about like making this level of decay and ruin, which I think would be really nice, not just for this server, but for anyone on regular Minecraft or any other anywhere else who would like to see who would like to make some kind of ruin. I don't know. I'm thinking like how I can make that. So let's explore the town. So I think this building here is I think this is the granary, or no, not the granary, the miller. So there's nothing in that barrel, but I think if we go downstairs, yes, we have the grindstone that turns grain into flour, and you can see that we have some sacks of flour over here. And here's a room for storage for both grain and flour. Up above, we have a small residence for the miller, or maybe someone who manages this place. Over here, we have the castle sept. Again, ignore the vines that are disappearing before our eyes. Here is the town well over here, which is right in the square. And here's the sept. We go inside, we have icons of the 7 gods. Of course, they're not statues, but they are wood carvings, or at least that's what they're supposed to be. But we use these wood walls, these different colored wood walls, to represent each of the 7 gods. There you can kind of see the castle in the distance. Really nice view from here. I believe this will take us to the castle, but there's one more building I want to see. I think it might have been this one. Oh yes, the local brewery. So you can see there are some hops here. Here's a vat where they're brewing beer, ale. I guess it's not mead, but beer or ale. And then we have some barrels here for either storage, or these are about to be sent out. And then whoever receives them will keep them in the proper conditions for it to ferment. And back here we have the hops farms, which is one of the ingredients to making beer and ale. Now over to the western side, we have a lot of the crops. I never really explored these in any of the walks, so this is probably like I should really do this more, because like these, like the way that the crops are, and sorry I'm standing on the crops, but you can kind of see like how they're just like perfectly organized on the hillside, and they look really nice. Since we have carrots, cabbages, we don't have a lot of crops actually on jolly old WesterosCraft, and I have no idea what my shaders are doing over there. It's probably the clouds, but we have some. We have a building over there that overlooks the farms. I know there's a sep tree like somewhere over there, so I won't say that that's a sep tree, but it might be. But I just know that it's not. Here are some gallows over here, and then over here we have some peach trees. Are these peach trees? Yeah, these are peach trees. Huh. Interesting. They might be orange trees, actually. And here we are at the castle of Stackspear. So something that I really like is how so it looks like this because we use some real-life influence on the regions that we build. So, for example, the Reach is kind of based off French castles, the Stormlands, Eastern European castles, and I could really go on, but the Westerlands are actually Italian-inspired, so it's really nice to see some Italian-inspired castles. This really looks nice. Over here we have a little spring, or not a spring, a pond, I want to say, and then you can see where over there there's a small spring that's feeding this pond. So let's go inside. So here we have the main yard. We have a target for archery practice. This is a small castle, so a lot of these are going to be I'm sorry, I'm stumbling over my words here, but a lot of the builds within the castle are going to be really smushed together. So this yard is also the training yard. We have the target for target practice. We have the stables over here, and you can see there's a pile of straw and hay for the horses, and we have this ridiculously large pitchfork, which we use since we don't have the custom pitchfork block. We have to make do with what we have. Over here we have the kennels and some storage. It looks like these are, well, there's a crate of apples, but it looks like they're just storing stuff here. And there's a small area for the stable hands, or maybe the blacksmith, to sleep. Speaking of the blacksmith, this is the forge. We've got our anvil over here, and this is the forge itself. Here's just some water, and I don't think this is the main armory, but here's a helmet and some racks of swords. Down here, we have the dungeons, where the prisoners are kept. Let's just go back outside. I wonder what's behind this. Oh, there's a door. Oh, this is the, this is an interrogation chamber. Interesting. So, let's continue through the castle, up these stairs. let's explore the top part of this building. Of course, we have the battlements here, and there's that sept tree I mentioned earlier. Might explore that for a video after this, after Stackspear, because I did say that I was going to explore more of the hamlets and other places, and I haven't really been doing that. I've just been preoccupied, so I'll do that in a video for this week. So what do we have over here? We have access to the battlements over here. This might be a guard tower, I believe. Go up here. It's very empty and unfurnished, but this is a really nice view. I might end the video at this tower after we explore the rest of the castle, but I don't know if this was intentional, but I assume that that might have been like some one of the guard towers. We also have a small little I wouldn't say it's garden, but we have this small patch of greenery here with yet another peach tree or an orange tree. I think this one is an orange tree this time around. So let's go through the main gates. We have a well over here. I don't know if we can access a cistern below. What's this? Here we have the granary where the Stackspears would be storing their food, and we have the main kitchens over here. We got a nice leg of ham being roasted over the fire with some soup or stew on the side. We got your cheese, and we have more storage. Here's the buttery where all the wine is kept. I think this is for the cook and the kitchen hands in this room. Got some more cheese and maybe some bread. I think it's mostly cheese. And here we have the ice, the room for storing meats. We got some more ham. We got fish, chicken, hare, sausages. I'm going to close that so it keeps cool. And up here, if we continue up, we reach the main hall. It's not the greatest of halls, but this is where the Stackspears would have their meals. And I'm just going to go back downstairs because I want to enter the castle through the main entrance if I can find my way back. Oh, and over here we have a nice bread oven. Like, recently I've been making a lot more bread, and like I started using bread flour, but it would be really interesting to use a bread oven. That would be nice. We're gonna go in there later through that terrace, but if we go over here, we have more. I think this is for probably the servants or maybe some of the garrison, since there are some arrow slits and defensive features. Not to mention that we have cots over here. So I think this might be where some of the guards would live. And up here we have access to the gatehouse. We got, well, not really arrow slits, but we got some openings where soldiers can fire arrows. And over here, I think this is the armory, since we have swords, we have lots of helmets. We surprisingly don't have armor, since we use anvils. There's a privy over there. And let's go upstairs, where we have this massive tower that we saw when looking at the castle. And it offers a really good view of the castle and the surrounding lands to shoot down in order to defend the castle. And I really like how it's on an angle. And we also have a bell up there. Really nice. Of course, we have some more openings over here. So if we go back down, let's take a look at the main living space of the Stackspear. So over here we have a kind of like this, we have a lot of privies and all the castles. We have a lot of, yes, the sitting room, for the Stackspears, and we have an area for, it looks like the lady of the house to make cloth. We really need some more activities for the women, because all we have for them are just plants, cake, and looms. Would be nice to have something else to indicate that this is for a lady. So here's the hall that we were in earlier when we came up from the kitchens. And here is the castle sept, where we have some, not as big, but we have smaller statues. Not wood carvings, but like stone statues of the 7 gods. It looks like they worship the mother most of all, since the mother is in the center. It's mostly personal preference as to which icon is in the center. It's not always the father or the maiden or the mother. It's usually, it usually changes. So here we have the bedchambers of the Stackspear family. Here's another one over here. Nice canopy. Really cozy. And we also have an, what's the word? An arcade, I think? But here we have this balcony with some stairs that goes down to the first level. So here we have more, the stairs that, it just goes up down to the kitchen. Let's explore this. It takes us up to the servants, and here it looks like we have the maester. And I assume if we go one more level up, we should run into the, where is it? So that's the maester's bedchamber down below, and this would be where he does all of his work. Here we are, the rookery. So we have it's not quite big. Oh, I take it back. It is a decent sized rookery with ravens to send messages. And on top, it looks like we have just storage for and maybe the assistant to the maester. Let's go back down. And before I got sidetracked with what was here, we'll get back to that later. But if we go over here, we have like kind of the sitting area for Lord Stackspear, and this would be his bedchamber, since the bed is much larger than the others. Sorry for that breaking of immersion. Really nice view of the surrounding lands. Of course, we have that other entrance to the arcade. So if we go up one more level, here we have the spaces for these, well, mostly the servants, but it looks like we also have space for bathing. That's just, yeah, bathing, and then like a changing room over here. This room are for servants, and we have access down to the lower to the floor beneath this floor. Privy over here. Here we have the bedchamber of the Septon, as you can see, with the Faith of the Seven banner. It's very modest, has a small fireplace. And up here we have the residence of maybe some of the more important servants, like the castellan, the steward. So this is where they would live. Of course, it's not as fancy, but it's a lot bigger than the other bedchambers and rooms for the servants. So I think that's pretty much the entire castle. I'm going to actually go down this staircase, and we'll head back over to that tower from before where I said we would end the video. So I'm currently editing the Banefort video. It's taking a little bit longer since I've just been busy with stuff lately, so apologies for the lack of content on the WesterosCraft channel. And I really want to make some more tutorials, but again, I'm waiting for some mods that will allow me to build a lot better. So we're gonna in the next video, I'm definitely going to explore that sceptry over there, but take a look at this land here. And we didn't even crash, so we can admire this in its full beauty. So I think I'll just end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to tune in later this week for that sceptry video, and next week for the Castle of Baneford. And after we wrap up the progress of the Westerlands, we'll be heading over to the Riverlands, and I'm still figuring out what castles to explore there, because a lot of the castles you all have recommended are scattered all over the place, not to mention that there are a lot of scattered builds throughout the Riverlands. So maybe I'll just explore all of them without any, like, plan. I guess it's not the most ideal, but I think that's the best way to go about it to get all the castles that you all want to see in the Riverlands. So tune in later for that, but I think I'll just end the video here. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'm Chris the Gardener, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.